If your menstrual cycle is extremely heavy, be squatting on nobody's dirty ass floor. I'm not gonna be laying on nobody's floor.
XOXO, my love is very special. If you want it, you can have it, but don't take me for granted.
Y'all been trying to fix my hair, but it's not really working, so please bear with me. I know I may look a little crazy, but it's like my hair looks great in person, but then when I hop on the camera, it just looks like, you know, a gust of wind came by. But this is how I look right now, so again, excuse my hair. But I wanted to just do a quick review on the menstrual cup. Where is it? Okay, here it is. The menstrual cup. Now, within the past 2 weeks, I made a post on Snapchat and Instagram, and I got a lot of feedback in regards to this menstrual cup right here. And it's also called a Diva cup. Well, it's not called a Diva cup. There's a brand called Diva Cup that manufactures these menstrual cups, and a lot of people seem to think that the full name of this damn device is called a, you know, Diva cup, and that's cool. But this is a menstrual cup. And so I really just wanted to talk about this because I got a few people saying that I should do a review on it, and this is just gonna be my first experience with it. This is my first experience with it, and this video is just going to be a first impression of it. I'm going to be giving you guys I guess the spiel or the gist of what happened with me, and you know, whatever the case. So my menstrual cycle, it lasted for about 5 days. And so on my first day of my cycle, I actually didn't have this device yet. I hadn't received it in the mail. So by the second day, by that evening, I received this in the mail and I used it that night. Now, Tuesday, I got it on a Tuesday. So that Tuesday, I was extremely exhausted, and I needed to sleep, and so I was so excited because, you know, y'all women know that y'all gotta sleep on your side if y'all don't want the blood to run out, you know, onto your clothes and your bed and wherever. And so I always get the worst sleep when I'm on my cycle, just because, like, first of all, I'm a person that loves to sleep naked. I sleep naked, okay? And I hate having company because sometimes it's like, fuck, now I gotta put on clothes, you know? But then also, I'm the type of person that sleeps on my back, so obviously sleeping on my back is not going to work, okay? And then also, I don't sleep with a pillow either, so it's like once I sleep on my side, I have to sleep with a pillow, and it's just, I get some of the worst sleep, but I sleep nonetheless because my body needs it, right? But again, I get horrible sleep. This little thing right here was so perfect. Okay, so Tuesday I went to sleep at 5 p.m. and then Wednesday morning I woke up at around 4 p.m., okay? And I took this out. I had about less than 7.5 milliliters of blood. So this measures 7.5 and then 15 milliliters. I don't know if you can see it. If you can, I'm sorry. Whatever the case. And so that was pretty cool for me. I was excited that it worked, and I had a little bit of leakage, and that night I did sleep with the pad on just to, you know, see what would occur. But not a lot of leakage. I think it was just due to me not putting it in properly. I was kind of nervous and scared. I was like, oh my God, I don't like anything being in my vagina. I used tampons before, but nowadays I don't use it. I was gonna say I never use tampons. I definitely have used tampons, and that's how I know that they're not for me. I don't like them. I feel like tampons just kind of stay up there. Like, this is your vagina and it stays up there, and it doesn't even catch the blood. It just sits on top of the damn thing. I don't get it, or maybe I never put them up high enough. But this definitely worked. I was really excited. And yeah, so on that Wednesday, I definitely, I put it back in at around 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I got off work around 4 p.m. and I came home and took it out. Now, one thing that I did notice that day was that I had to use the bathroom. Now, because of the way that I eat, I defecate often, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. Normally, at least two times a day. So for me, I don't like doing a number 2 in this. I don't like it. This comes down, like I said, this. Say this is my vagina. It'll come out when you're using the bathroom like that, probably about this much, and I don't even like having to put it up there, because what it should be is like half an inch to 0.75 inches, or maybe an inch up your vagina, or the end of it should be like, y'all know what I'm saying. So let's just say, if you can see that, maybe like half an inch, a little bit more than half an inch up your vagina. And so for me, it was like, even though I don't have to strain at all when I'm using the bathroom, it just was like coming out. And if you saw the diagram that I put on social media, I'm gonna put it right here. Then you probably know that your rectum is right next to your vagina, or you should have known that before. But anyway, it's I feel like it's inevitable. I can't talk, y'all. It's inevitable, okay? It's inevitable, so that's one thing that I really don't like, and that's something that I experienced on my third day using it? So by the third day of me using this thing, and the fourth day of my cycle, everything was pretty good. I had only used, well, a little bit less throughout like a whole 8 hours. I used about, or I keep saying used, I had filled up about less than 7.5 ounces. My nose is dirty. Oh wow, I was eating chips. I'm sorry, y'all. 7.5 ounces of this thing. So for me, total, well, I'll get to that in a second, but I had filled on my 4th day of my cycle, my 3rd day using this, yeah, I had to use less than 7.5 milliliters. And so I emptied that. When I came back home, I put it, no, that night when I came back home, I took it off because I felt like I had been in it all day. You know, it's kind of like I wanted my vagina to breathe, you know, so I took it out. And by that time, on my 4th day, my bleeding it normally quiets down. So I figured, you know what, there's not gonna be much in here anyway. I just took it off and I slept in a pad that night just because I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to sleep in a pad. I kind of maybe I missed my pad or something, I don't know. But yeah, and then by Friday, shit, I had put this back in that same morning just to see what had happened, and there was nothing. There was like dry blood on here, like very minimal. Like there's 3. Dang, can y'all see that? There are 3. Y'all can't see that. There are 3 lines on here, and it was like above the 2nd line. I mean, below the 2nd line. So it was like no point in even having it. And by the 6th day, it wasn't nothing. It was nothing but like dry remnants of secretion. So, and I didn't even have this in there. So I don't know, it's probably too much information, but I wanted to give you guys an explanation of kind of like what happened with me and how much blood I bled. Okay, and it's really interesting to me because I never ever in my life, I've never been able to gauge the amount of blood that I shed during my menstrual cycle. And so for this particular instance, I shed about less than, well, a little bit more than a quarter of, no, I shed less than a quarter of a cup. I gotta do the math real quick, but I'm gonna get back to y'all on that. But I definitely did not shed a lot of blood, and I was like, wow, I mean, you know what? I guess I thought that I had shed more blood, you know, when I'm on my cycle, but I have to realize too that blood is so dense. So when you look at it in the pad, sorry, too much TMI for you. If there are males still watching this, when I look at it, you know, it's so dense, and it just makes you think that you are like, there's a tsunami in your jaws or something, but that's not the case. You really probably don't even bleed that often. So for the fact that you can measure how much blood you is coming out, I would definitely use it just for that shit. I just want to know, and I will definitely be using this next month. I don't think I've said this before, but I'm probably gonna use it on my 2nd and 3rd day, because my 1st day is not really anything normally, and nor is my 4th day really. It's a little bit on my 4th day, but it's not a lot. So you know what, maybe my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th day, or really my 3rd and 4th day, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th day, and then my 4th or my 5th day or something like that, I'll probably just wear a pad or something. I don't know. This thing is definitely useful. Try it. And yeah, you should try it, but there are some downsides to it, and I want to go through those really quick just because I really, you know, this really deters me from wanting to wear it all the time. One thing I had a problem with the 1st day is actually just putting it in. And so by the 2nd day, I decided, because I use coconut oil as a lubricant, so I figured, you know what, I could use it for this too, a lubricant for this as well. So what I did was put coconut oil around here, around the rim of it, and then I put a little bit on the outside right here. And of course it got everywhere, but I wasn't really concerned about that. I was more concerned about painlessly putting this thing in me. I used that the second day and beyond, and it was perfect. I didn't have any problems with that. Coconut oil is not gonna be a problem for your vagina. Like I said, I use it for a lubricant when you're having sex. It's also an antifungal, antibacterial, so if you even have yeast infections or I don't know, BV or something like that, that could assist in that. I'm not saying it's gonna fully cure it unless you change your diet and amongst other things, but it definitely can help. The second thing that I have a problem with is just putting it in and taking it out. I don't know, well, I can consider those two different things, but you know, I guess I'm gonna put those together for this one. Putting it in and taking it out, because I have to be at home for that. I'm not gonna be squatting on nobody's dirty ass floor. I'm not gonna be laying on nobody's floor trying to put this in or take it out. When I put this in, I had to like squat, no. When I put this in, I had to lay back as if I was at the gynecologist, and I had to lay on my back on my bed and put my legs up, right? Almost like you're at the gynecologist. But when you're taking it out, I had to squat like a chicken laying an egg. And when you take it out, it kind of like has a capacity to move. And so for me, excuse me, a little blood got on my thighs, and I was like, oh, this is not cool. But it was really cool to see the blood, and that was just on my heaviest day. So on my other days, I didn't have a problem taking it out, but on my third day of my cycle, which is the second day that I used this, that was a problem for me. And so it's like, if I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna always have to be at home. There's no way I'm gonna be in public. I work in like an office space, and there's like there are not single bathrooms. There's like a huge bathroom with stalls and sinks and stuff. So that's just my life. I could be at work doing this, but that's not even the point. The cleanliness of the bathrooms, they're decent, you know, they're clean, they look clean visually, you know, they smell clean, but it's just the bacterium that public restrooms have is very infinite, you know, and according to how I feel, I just don't feel comfortable changing this in a public restroom, and I think that's how it's gonna be. So I would have to be in my own space, you know what I'm saying, to do that. But yeah, if your menstrual cycle is extremely heavy, I don't really know, you may have to empty this twice a day. And if you're fine with just emptying this anywhere, that's cool. But for me, for now, maybe I'll give an update later. Every time I say that, I never give an update, so I'm not gonna say that. But I'm not going to be, you know, in a public restroom just pulling this out my vajayjay or stuffing it up there, because of I just don't feel right. And I feel like at this point I'm a newbie, so I'm gonna have to be strategic, okay? And there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to this thing. I don't know. I don't really know. I think I said it splashed everywhere on that one day. I pretty much think that's it, y'all. I'm sorry if this video was all over the place. I really don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. So let me know how you feel. Did I answer all your questions? Do you have any more questions? If you do, comment down below. I'm also gonna leave the link for this purchase in my description box. Like I said, it was like 2 for $13. And you know, for those of us who get Amazon Prime, you get stuff in like a day or two, you know. Yeah, and I love Amazon Prime for that. But yeah, so let me guys know. I really just need to get off this camera and go to sleep. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Stay at peace and in love.
Act like you don't know. No, baby, don't do like that. Girl, come feed me, don't be stingy. Why you gonna do like that?